this video, I'm going to reharmonize the song Over the Rainbow. And reharmonization is when you take a song and change the harmonic structure, change the chords of the song to improve the harmonic flow of the song. What you don't want to do is make it as weird as you possibly can so that nobody can stand the song anymore. You want to keep the song true to its original intent and not just screw it all up. Too many reharms are just misguided, I'll say, and they don't really improve upon the song. They kind of destroy the song. So we're going to try not to destroy Over the Rainbow as we do some reharmonization techniques on this song. So I put the song in the key of C. That'll keep it fairly easy to understand. And I have a list here of some reharmonization techniques. I'm mostly going to use letters C through I to reharmonize this song. Okay? So we've got Over the Rainbow, and and C here says any 5 chord, and by a 5 chord we mean a dominant chord. Okay, it doesn't have to be just a G7. It could be any dominant chord. Can be preceded by its relative 2 chord. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's look for a dominant chord in this song. Okay, here's one, A7th. Okay, all right. So if that is a 5, if we consider that a 5 chord, its 2 would be E minor. So we'd have E minor to A7, all right? So we're going to take this chart, and right before that A7, we're going to write in E minor 7th, because that's its 2. A lot of times, you have a dominant chord, and instead of just preceding it, you actually replace it with the 2 chord. Like say this one right here, G7th right here at the end. We can just go ahead and put a D minor 7th right there on top of it on the G7th. And then on the next note there, we'll put the G7th. So the G7th kind of gets moved a little bit to the right. And let's hear how that sounds. So we're on the second line here, F. So here's the E minor, and here's the A7. Here it's G7, but I'm going to stick to the 2 chord, which is D minor again, and then G7. Okay, so far we haven't made any radical changes to the song. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. It says letter D. Any chord can follow a 1 chord. All right, so we got a 1 chord right at the beginning, and then it goes to A minor. Okay, it says you can use any chord. Well, I don't know if any chord is going to work, but any chord that will support the note C is going to work. So you could maybe go C and then A flat. Okay? Now the next chord there is E minor, which doesn't really flow too well from A flat major to E minor. B7th. Oh, see, that works pretty nice, all right? We're using dominant motion to get there. B7th to E minor. Let's try something else. How about F minor? Yeah, that works pretty well. How about B flat major 7th? That sounds good. Yeah, we made that work. For now, I think I'm going to use the one that seemed to work the best. If I can find my fucking pencil. So instead of the A minor there, I'm going to put a F major 7th. Or even F minor. Let's try F minor. Yeah. All right. So anyway, letter E. Any 5/7 chord, that's a dominant 7th chord, can be substituted by another dominant 7th chord a tritone away. And this is sometimes just called tritone substitution. Okay, I'm sure we can find some place in here to do that. Yeah, we've got right there that C7th, somewhere over the rainbow. Instead of C7th, we'll use F sharp 7th. Let's call it G flat 7th. And that's a tritone away from C. Tritone is a flat 5. Okay, so let's see if that works. We've got C, here's our F. Yeah, and sometimes, you try a chord and it doesn't seem to work. You gotta kind of fool with it a little bit to make it work. Like here, instead of, you know, C, seventh is pretty nice, got the root on top, but if it's F sharp seventh, then it's a flatted fifth there. So you got to make sure you have your root, seventh and third. Maybe put something else in there too, like the ninth or something. So anyway, here we go. All right, so tritone substitution. So let's look at F. Any flat 7 may be substituted for a 4 minor. Okay, well, I think that happens in this song. On the second line, we've got, there's a place that I heard of once in a lullaby. So on that F minor, that's a 4 chord, right? Because we're in the key of C, so F is the 4 chord, and it's minor. So we can use the flat 7, that would be B flat, and it needs to be a dominant chord. So F, there's a, right? Instead of going to F minor, we just go to B flat, right? Of course, B flat dominant, it's got that F in it, so F minor there, so no mystery why that works. And, you know, you can also use F, and then F minor, and then the dominant there on B flat, and that goes right back to C. Okay, so let's write that one in. So instead of F minor, we're going to use B flat 7th. All right, let's see what the next rule is. All right, letter G. A 3 minor 7 chord can be substituted for a 1. All right, well, here's one right here. We've got C with the melody note being E. Let's change that from the 1 chord to the 3 chord, which is going to be E minor. And of course, we already kind of had that E minor in there as a 2 preceding the 5 going to A minor 7th. So let's see how that's going to work on the second line. Now, let me try the tritone substitution there at the end. We've got D minor, and if I went to, say, D flat 7th, and the melody note is E, well, that creates a pretty dissonant chord, but the sharp 9 chord is pretty nice there. You could try that, so. Yep, pretty good. Okay, now H says, any 2 minor 7 may be substituted with a 5 chord built on the same root. All right, we've got a spot that'll work in this song. All they're saying is if you got a minor 7th chord somewhere, and I think maybe what they mean by that, the 2 chord just meaning any minor 7th chord. So we've got a D minor 7th there. Let's just make it D 7th, D dominant 7th. That's what the rule says. It says any 2 minor 7 may be substituted with a dominant chord built on the same root. Okay, so let's see how that works. Got the second line here. Yeah, that's working pretty nice. So we'll do that. And here's one. This is one of my favorites here. I love this rule, letter I. It says, instead of the 1 chord, you can use a flat 5 minor 7 flat 5 chord. Okay, now what is that? Okay, the 1 chord is C. The flat 5 chord, you know, is starting on the flat 5. So that's going to be an F sharp, and what they want is an F sharp minor 7 flat 5. So you say you could substitute this chord for a C major chord. Now that doesn't seem like that's going to work, but believe me, it works. So let's try it in this song. In fact, I'll use it to start off the second chorus here. Instead of C major, second verse I mean, instead of C major, we'll put F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Okay? And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this that you can print out, and I'm going to show the reharmonizations that we did, and in a little circle I'll put the letter of the rule that was used to get that particular reharmonization. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We've got C. once you have a basic reharm done, you can actually go back and reharm the reharm, okay? So like for instance, right here we had substituted that D7th for a D minor 7th. Let's precede the D7th with its relative 2, following rule number C, rule C there. So right there on D7th, I'm going to actually put right on that spot the A minor 7th, and on the next beat I'll use the D7th. All right, so the second line. And then of course, you know, we've got a measure of C there, and we can use any kind of turnaround type progression to get back to C.